Brian. I was born in Tanzania from my parents were Rwandan. I traveled all around Africa following my parents in their work. And before arriving in Canada 4 years ago for my bachelor's. So yes, I was invited to talk about what Afro-Queer means to me. So yes, I've identified as gay very early. I've used, I've always loved boys in a sense, um, and I knew about what that meant in school when we had those talks. I was around 9 when I knew what the word homosexual meant. And then, so I came out very early. For an African, I would say I came out around 15 to my friends, to my brother, to my parents. With my friends was really all okay, to be honest, because I grew up abroad and in very international high schools. So my friends were from France, from the US, from Belgium, and they were all okay with that. And it was very different from my counterparts who were living there, who did not like have necessarily all this, if I could say, economic privilege, because I felt like I was in this cocoon. I wouldn't say I have experienced what the difficulties of being gay in Africa, because I was really protected by my environment, either it be friends or my family. A lot of my family is abroad, might it be in France, Belgium, the US, or here in Canada. So they were all very open about it. It was hard with my parents at the beginning because I come from a very traditional Catholic family, and I'm the firstborn son, so everything that comes with it as an African family. But I really asserted myself, and so they finally came around it, and then my parents are really good with me. They've come visit me. They're coming back this month. My sister is all good with it also. My brother. So I feel like I have this really blessed experience as a gay man, especially a gay African man, in that sense, which there was a little bit of hardship, but now in the end, I really feel um, more blessed than many I could count all around Africa. So in terms of when I say Afro-queer, why do I represent myself and identify as Afro-queer? Because all of my teenage years I've identified as gay, but in terms of representation and what I saw in the media, the only gay people I saw are white and tall and muscled men. If you just Google gay couple, you just see it's all white and really masculine, not effeminate at all. So when I came in Canada and I started studying, so I got really more interested in the subject. I started volunteering for an NGO here in Montreal, Arc-en-Ciel d'Afrique, who helps LGBTQ immigrants. And then I read about intersectionality and media representation and stuff like that. So I cannot identify anymore as gay because there's it doesn't I want to encompass my African side of that, and also gay to me means very masculine and heteronormative, but you know I'm gender fluid. I really love dressing up in the way I like to dress up. Might it be a woman's shirt? I love makeup. I love doing my nails, and so I'm not entering that binary that is in the heteronormative world. Might it be in the heterosexual world or in the homo LGBT world, in the sense that you're either a boy or you're the girl. So I'm queer. I really represent myself first of all as queer with all that comes with it. I advocate against the patriarchy of the society. I advocate against how this society is misogynistic, and that's my essence of being queer. And then I need to add the Afro part of that because I come with so many layers. So I'm attracted to men. I'm effeminate, and I'm African, and I'm proud of to be an African. I'm proud of my roots and of my traditions and of my culture. And so Afro-Queer is more representative of me in that sense. Um, Going on forward, it has been really difficult coming here in Canada because I always had this um, impression that everything's going to be much more easier because now I'm in Canada, I can live fully myself. But first of all, as a black person in the gay community, I was very much fetishized for the color of my skin, how dark is my skin, for the supposedly size of my penis. And there is so much violence in that general white gay community that I had to a little bit come out of that or find my own secure place in that gay community with other immigrants, LGBTQ immigrants, and that's where I found really comfort because I have this friend that is really articulate who says that in you're always feeling that you're black in the heterosexual world, and then when you also go, no, you're gay in the heterosexual world, and then you're black in the gay world. So you just need to find that secure space. And so in terms of that's where I decided I really wanted I I'm doing a celibacy oath because it's really hard to find a good relationship today. Also, generally, ourselves who are students who are in our 20s, we have this hookup society, and everybody just does hookups, and you don't consolidate and you don't construct something deep and meaningful like the way I look up my parents would have done. So, I and in the gay world, it's even worse because there's so many gay men are really promiscuous, and I wouldn't judge, but that's not something I would be. That's not something I'm comfortable with. So, and also being fetishized. I I'm fetishized by white men because of my skin and the supposedly huge size of my penis. And then also I was always attracted to white men because in the representation of a sustainable gay relationship, it was always either two white men or two or a black man and a white man. There is no representation of a sustainable black gay love, and even in back in Africa, everybody was telling me, you will end up with a white man because black men don't just get married or whatever. So I really had to work with how I was colonized, if I could say so, in my mind, and understand that I can love black people and they can be black sustainable gay relationships. And that, after having a hard work on myself, I really started becoming attracted to also black men. But it's a whole other story, right? Because we have so much issues with black masculinity nowadays, and it's really hard to find a black man that has healed from all the psychological trauma of being a black man. So that's when I decided, well, white men, fetishized, black men, they're really going through issues themselves. So I decided to kind of protect myself and do my celibacy oath. And then, um, for now, that's what it is. In the future, we'll see how it ends up to. And I'm not looking for someone right now, but the next time be having sex will be something meaningful to me and to the other person. It won't be something promiscuous that we see in the gay world. And so another thing that one of my friends really loves to say is that we I think we are a revolution. Every black person is a revolution in the sense that how with systemic racism right now, how we thrive, and gay, effeminate black men are revolutionary in so many levels in the sense that first of all they're African or black and out, which is not really the case for a lot of black gay men out there. And then they're effeminate in a world, in a society where the black man has to be really strong, muscled, and doesn't should not show emotion. And also we're queer, so we go against this binary of genders, and we say we are not okay with that. So as a Afro-queer person, I love defining myself like that because I know I am a revolution, and revolution is necessary in the way people think, in the way people act, in the way people um, aggress you, and they're aggressive in how they treat LGBTQ people, immigrant people, women of color. So yeah, and why it's so important for me to get involved is because we have been silenced, and I think that I'm gonna I'm gonna be honest. I do have economic privilege, and I do have I was blessed to be able to come here in Canada, where at least there are laws that protects us and stuff. So I have to use that privilege, that privilege that I am accepted in my family and that I have a voice, and I have to use that voice for people who live in Nigeria, in Uganda, who are gay and who are being persecuted for their sexual orientation or gender identity. So for me, I have to do it, and it I couldn't explain why I have to do it. It's just that it's an urge, and it just gets me in my guts, and I have to say something about it, and I had to do something about it. So yes, I volunteer for a community organization called Arc-en-Ciel d'Afrique, African Rainbow. I've done an African immigrant LGBTQ photography project called Limitless Africans, and I'm into all other various projects, smaller ones. And yeah, that's the fact that I have a voice and that I have privilege. I have to use that to speak for the ones that can't. Yeah, and you know what I really love to say is that um, you have to let everybody find their unique path. I'm Afro-Queer, and there are other Afro-Queers. We don't have the same path. Every path is unique, and but one general thing I could say about all those paths is about self-love, especially for African. If you're African, meaning that you're a person of color, and if you're LGBTQ, so you have. I had to find first of all and foremost self-love as a black person. That's why I was able to love other black men because I was not able. I was just looking into white men, and I realized because it was lack of self-love for myself being black, and then from that point on, you have to love yourself as a LGBTQ person, and then realize that it's not something you chose. It's something that you are, so you have to love that thing. Well, in my sense, it was reversed. I first of all, I loved myself as a gay person. Even if my parents were very Catholic, and there is this is what it said in the Bible, and you cannot do that. It's not African. It's not in our culture. But I was just like, I can't change. So I loved myself as an LGBTQ person, and then I loved myself as a black person. And when you secure those two things, loving yourself as a black person and loving yourself as a queer person, you have like a wide range of expression and I'm not going to tell you how to express yourself, and nobody is going to do, but it's just going to be so beautiful once you have loved yourself.
Hi everyone, my name is Chelsea Moni and I am the creator of Ubuntu Talks. So, first and foremost, I would just like to thank each and every single person for all the support, for the likes, for the subscriptions, for the sharing. Ubuntu Talks has expanded and it is now a website. So, under the website, we have Ubuntu Talks, Ubuntu Reads, and Ubuntu Writes. Ubuntu Talks is going to stay the same, weekly uploads of videos. Meanwhile, Ubuntu Reads is going to be weekly uploads of book recommendations that my team and I think are worth reading. And Ubuntu Writes, as the verb suggests, is going to be weekly articles and poetry to inspire you, to keep you entertained, and just keep sharing, keep subscribing, keep liking. Thank you, thank you, thank you.